Thomson Bible, Genesis chapter 3. Now the two, both Adam and his wife, were naked, and were not ashamed. But the serpent was the wisest of all the beasts on the earth which the Lord God had made. And the serpent said to the woman, Why hath God said, You must not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, Of the fruit of the trees of the garden we may eat, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, God said, You shall not eat of it, nor touch it, that you may not die. And the serpent said to the woman, You will not by death die, for God knew that in the day you eat thereof, your eyes would be opened, and you would be like gods, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it is delightful to see with the eyes, and that to exercise understanding is comely. So having taken some of the fruit thereof, she ate, and gave also to her husband with her. And when they had eaten, the eyes of them both were opened, and they perceived that they were naked. And they sewed together fig leaves, and made for themselves girdles. And when they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the evening, both Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called Adam, and said to him, Adam, where art thou? And he said to him, I heard the sound of thee walking in the garden, and I was afraid, because I am naked, and I hid myself. And God said to him, Who told thee that thou art naked? If so be thou hast not eaten of the tree of which alone I commanded thee not to eat of this. And Adam said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord God said to the woman, Why hast thou done this? And the woman said, The serpent seduced me, and I ate. And the Lord God said to the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed from all the cattle and from all the beasts which are upon the earth. Upon thy breast and belly thou shalt go, and shalt eat earth all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. He will wound thy head, and thou wilt wound his heel. And to the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows and thy anguish. With sorrows thou shalt bear children, and to thy husband shall be thy recourse, and he shall rule over thee. And to Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened to the voice of thy wife, and eaten of the tree of which alone I commanded thee not to eat, the ground is cursed by thy labors. With sorrows thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns and thistles it shall cause to spring up for thee, and thou shalt eat the herbs of the field. By the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat thy bread until thou return into the earth out of which thou wast taken. For earth thou art, and to earth thou shalt return. And Adam called the name of his wife Life, because she was to be the mother of all the living. And the Lord God made for Adam and his wife garments of skin, and clothed them. And God said, Behold, Adam was made like one of us to know good and evil. And now perhaps he may stretch forth his hand, and take of the tree of life, and eat. So shall he live forever. So the Lord God sent him out of the garden of pleasure to till the ground out of which he was taken. And when he put Adam out, he caused him to dwell over against the garden of pleasure, and stationed the cherubim and the whirling flame of fire to keep the way to the tree of life.